Hello, Capricorn. So it seems like it's that time of the year again. What time of the year, you ask? Time for some self-reflection. Let's get into it. So as I was reviewing your layout, the song that came to mind was Savannah Christina. It's called Self-Care. In this song, she talks about how she no longer has the time to put up with any sort of bullshit, whether that's from a relationship or otherwise. She's talking about how she has bills, how she has work, how she has family ties and things of that nature, and she just doesn't have the time for a man and whatever drama comes with him. So, fellas, ladies, is that where you're at right now? With the mirror card being the first card out, I definitely feel like you guys are doing some self-reflecting at the moment. And this has a lot to do with your life in general, but to be specific, relationships, as well as just what you're doing in life at this time. Following the mirror card, we have the uninvited guest card. And if you look at the last two lines of the uninvited guest card, it says big change and it also says moment of decision. So I'm feeling like this is one of those decisions that may have to do specifically with a relationship, but this could also have to do with a job or anything else in life. The reason why I say a relationship, though, is because of some of the other cards that we'll get into a little later on in the reading. This decision that you are currently contemplating has to do with something that will change the entire trajectory of your life. Okay, this is going to be something major, and you know that there is no coming back from this. So I feel like with the roll, the dice card being in reverse, it's in reverse simply because you're afraid. You don't know what life is going to look like on the other side of this decision. You just know that this is a decision that you absolutely must make. But with the roll the dice card being in reverse, I feel as if though you guys are, like I said, afraid of taking this leap of faith. Unknown territory can be scary. I get it. I completely get it. But when it has to do with our future and how our life will turn out, I think we have to put the fear to the side so that we can make this happen. And again, I completely understand the anxiety and things that go along with stepping into unknown territory. Looks like you guys have already started to take the trash out. I don't know what you're so afraid of if you've already started the process. So to me, what that means is that you've probably already cut some people off or put your 2 weeks in on a job, or even just something as simple as cleaning out your space. Making sure that, with a clear space, you'll be able to have a clear mind and it will allow you to think better, to make better decisions as it pertains to this leap of faith that you're so afraid of taking, but I know that you're going to take it. But although you've already started the process of getting closer and closer to taking this leap of faith, it looks like there's still some sort of unfinished business you have to take care of. And like I said a little earlier, I think this might have to do with the relationship, okay? Because the card right after unfinished business is reconcile, and it's sideways, which lets me know that this is the one thing that's just sort of up in the air for you. Part of you wants to fix the situation with someone that you love, but there's another part of you that's like, I don't know if you belong in my future. With the rose card being in reverse, it makes me feel like the passion within this relationship sort of fizzled out. And this may be the reason why you're confused about whether or not this person belongs in your future. There is a question mark surrounding the relationship at this time. I don't think that you guys are still together. I think that there might be some sort of break or breakup even that took place amongst you and this person. And you guys are currently separately both reflecting about where to go from here. But with the message card, I think that you're still communicating, just not in person. Like, I don't think you guys are meeting up to see each other or anything like that. I think that it may still be like small talk happening through messages and maybe even over the phone, but nothing major, no dates, no meetups, nothing like that. And the home card being in reverse sort of confirms that. So some of you all lived together at one point and decided that that wouldn't work for the relationship any longer. So I don't think it was you. I think it was the person that you were dealing with who moved out, but it could have absolutely been you who moved out of the home that you guys shared together. That part doesn't matter, whoever moved out, but just know that somebody is no longer in the home that you once shared with this person. The encounter card being here in reverse is like confirmation that you guys have not been coming together. There's been no in-person contact, and I feel like that's for good reason. I think you guys know what it's like if you were to come back together. You know that those feelings will sort of come back up, and it'll be harder for you guys to deal with what it is that you're trying to deal with at this current moment, which is deciding whether or not you guys should be moving forward together or separately. I think one or both of you may be very talented in a sense with this talent card here. Something tells me it's both of you guys. Something tells me that you all met on some sort of like creative level, and whatever this was, it made the relationship stronger. Okay, like it was one thing to meet and actually like each other, get to know each other and things of that nature. But I think once you both realize that you share a talent, it just made everything that much better. It made you guys feel like this was meant to be. But that's not for all of you. Not all of you have something in common with this person as it pertains to your talents. But for some of you, that is the case. Speaking of creativity, with the empty room card being here, I don't know why I'm getting blank canvas. Okay, what used to be like colorful and full of love and abstract art and all of these different things is now just like a blank canvas when you look around. You see nothing, you feel nothing, you hear nothing. It's like being alone to deal with yourself, which is what you chose. So it's not anything wrong with it. It's just a major difference than what you were used to when this person was around. The problem with this person being around, though, is I believe that things had gotten to the point where there may have started to be like arguments and fights and just a lot of unresolved issues that were just kind of lingering around. And the clown card being in reverse, just it absolutely lets me know that this is the part of the relationship that you guys didn't know what to do with. You stopped having answers for these issues. And therefore, instead of making a fuss about it and ultimately making things worse, I think it's giving you decided on things coming to an end. I think you decided that I'd rather not make a fool of myself trying to fix this. I believe that you did try to fix it. You tried to talk it out. You tried to be reasonable here. But just like in the song by Savannah Christina, Self-Care, she says, what does she say? You play with the piece of me that I try not to reason with. So there's a side of you that you know you don't like about yourself. And that's the side of you that you needed to get away from this person in order to be able to deal with. Okay. So before you allow anyone to make you look like a fool, before you allow yourself to become the butt of anyone's joke with the clown card in reverse, you know that the right thing to do here will be to walk away. There's a side of you that this person does not want to fuck with. I'm just going to keep it real. There's a side of you that you keep under wraps, and you keep it under wraps for good reason, because you know yourself better than anybody else knows you. And you know that if you unleash that beast, you might end up locked up. I don't think that your relationship issues had anything to do with anybody cheating or anything like that. We know that's the typical reason why people break up or take breaks. I don't think this had anything to do with you guys. And that's why the affairs card is in reverse. But with this ascending card, this lets me know that, like I've been saying this whole time, this has everything to do with your growth. With your growth, with their growth. It's just about growth here. And you guys both know that there is some growing that you need to do before committing to a full-blown relationship. I think you guys are the type of people that may consider marriage and things of that nature. So before you take it that far, you know that there's some work that needs to be done. And it was your very strong and powerful intuition that let you know that you should not carry on in the way that you've been carrying on with this relationship, and that you should probably step away long enough to make your intuition even stronger. Okay. And also to just be able to breathe. Okay. Sometimes when we are surrounded by the problem, it doesn't allow us to do something about the problem, because we think that the problem is the other person. And a lot of you all will probably say, well, it is them. It is them. It is them. We're grown here. Okay. I understand that in relationships, most often it is one person who is like the bigger fuck up than the other person. However, we have to look in the mirror sometimes and recognize, which was the very first card out. Okay, mirror. But we have to look in the mirror sometimes and recognize that there is something within us that is either allowing this one, or that played a role in allowing it to go down the way that it's gone down. It's not that you had to do anything wrong, but it could be that there is something about you that played a role in the way that the whole thing turned out. And that could simply be enabling. It could have been that you started off an enabler, not even realizing that you were enabling certain behaviors or characteristics about this person. So in order for you to release this person, or for you to release the characteristics about yourself, or the parts of you that allowed things to be what they were for so long, or it doesn't even have to be so long, could have just been for a while, a little while, whatever. But in order for you to do that, you have to do the work. You got to let go of the past with the photographs in reverse. You got to let go of the past. You got to get over the things about this person or the things about this relationship that keeps you stuck. Okay, it keeps you at a standstill and unable to move forward, unable to have those tough conversations that you all may need to have. It keeps you in a place of resentment, and that's not healthy. So with the Apple card being the last card out, I do think that this have everything to do with like your wisdom. This has everything to do with you growing from this situation, you learning the lessons that you need to learn in order for you to move forward in a positive and peaceful manner here, okay? Because it appears that there is love here. There's definitely love here, but there's also a lot of immaturity when it comes down to the emotions. So you need to work on your emotional maturity, on your emotional intelligence. And I do believe that moving forward, this could actually work. But that's completely up to you. Don't take my advice if you don't want to. I just know that, even if you do feel like it's them who may be causing the problems, there is still something that you have to do about you. Learn yourself. Learn the parts of yourself that only you understand. And if you would like for this person to understand them too, then you have to teach them. I know that we don't like to do that this day and age, but you have to teach people how to love you, okay? That's all I have for you, Capricorn. I'll see you soon, or rather talk to you soon.